Let's discuss how you can increase your professional value by improving your problem-solving skills today. Hello, I'm Tom. Welcome to my channel where we talk about continuous improvement in an industrial setting. And today we're going to talk about how you can learn the 6-step problem-solving method that I've been already promoting on this channel for quite some time. And I just want to go through the system with you a bit, tell you why it is so good, and also how you can actually get the practice and how you can learn this system for yourself. Now, I hope by now it's not the first video you see that you sort of know already what I keep on telling about problem solving, and this is really when you have a deviation that is negatively impacting your skills management, your processes, or your performance in many cases, you want to find the root cause of this deviation, solve it, and with that solve the problem. Now, for that, the good thing about the 6-step problem-solving method is that it is so structured. And there are plenty of tools that we have within Lean and Six Sigma and continuous improvement to help you solve problems, improve the process, visualize what you're doing, assist in brainstorming and critical thinking. But for 80 to 90% of the problems you will see in operations, the 6-step method just makes it so much easier, because I give you the sort of the handbook on how to approach almost all of these problems. You form that team, then you really define the problem, get some temporary fixes, buy yourself some time. Then you go for root cause analysis. And in these 2 steps, by the way, I hand you the tool that you will use again 90% of the time. The 5 W's, 2 H's in an is not setting. That will almost always be enough to really do a good problem definition. I know that there are other tools on the market, but this one will get you going, and that is the most important thing. And it is easy to explain to a group of people who do not have a lot of experience in problem solving. Now, also in root cause analysis, again, there are plenty of tools, but 90% of the time you will be best served by doing a simple fishbone diagram. And with simple, I mean you only put the top level causes, so no extra branching. And then from that, in a good structured way, you with your team pick 1 or 2 of the causes that are most likely causing the problem and do a 5 why analysis on them to find the root cause of what has been bothering you and your organization. Then when you got those root causes, it is often pretty easy to design good countermeasures against them. The reason why designing the countermeasures is generally so difficult is because we start doing it too early in the process. But when you really know what the root causes are, this one is actually one of the easier steps. Implementing those countermeasures, depending on what you're doing, can be more difficult, especially with delivery times and making sure that you can make changes to your equipment. That is usually one of the more difficult things to do, or making serious changes in how we work, so getting people along. But what needs to be done, that decision often comes very naturally from the previous ones. But then also, the changes that we make, you need to sustain them. And again, here, there is a couple of ways I've discussed already in a few videos, the 4 puzzle pieces of change, but also the 5 questions for 0 defects. Combine those 2 and you will again solve about 90% of everything that you encounter in this type of dealing with deviations in your performance or in your processes. And what the method is really meant to be doing is to make it relatively simple, and by that make it as easy as possible for you to take a group of people along. Because the real power of these methods that we learn within continuous improvement is to draw out the critical thinking in ourselves, but more importantly, in our colleagues, the people we are working with. Because we assume that within each organization, we have very capable people. And when we can structure the critical thinking, the brainstorming, the communication between the team and with the team and stakeholders, if we can do that, facilitate that in a good way, we are optimally using the experience, the brain power, the knowledge that is already present but not fully unlocked in our organization. So that's why a very structured way of going through it, if you use DMAIC, you will have to steer which parts you will be using, what tools you will be adding every time. Now, use the standard way to solve problems. Take this as a first attack and it will get you 90% of the problems solved. For the remaining 10%, then you can really start to pick what do we need specifically for these. So a structured approach makes it easy, makes it also a lot easier to manage it from your performance control meetings, which I think you should really want to do. And because of this, I can help you to explain these methods to your team. Now, as you know, I've got a template that I've already been distributing for quite some time. You can download it for free and with the link up here down in the description. If you haven't done so already, please do. But also, since this week, I have really launched my problem-solving course. And in that course, we go through all of these 6 steps with, of course, an introduction and some extra material. But in each step, we've got videos specifically on what is the goal of the step, what should you be doing, and especially also in steps 2 and 4, the problem definition and the root cause analysis. These are where you really need to get that critical thinking with the rest of your team. I specifically added a couple of videos that you can even show directly to your team in that session to introduce how we are going to do it. So having me explain the method to your team, of course you can do it yourself as well, but that just creates even fewer barriers for really understanding. And also a small psychological thing. If you have me, this expert from the internet, so to say, explain the method, even if somebody in the team thinks it is a bit of an artificial thing to be doing, or they don't really like the previous time they brainstormed, now you don't have to tell them what to do. You let me, tell it, and you can help guide the whole team through this or try it together. It'll get the team in a different way of cooperating and joining hands. That is really strong stuff. Now, this is available as a standalone course, so to say. So, as a self-study, you pay for it, open it, watch the videos, and do what's in there. And I can guarantee you, if you go through the material and then also practice with it, make sure you got some problems to solve with teams, you will get much better problem-solving results. But if you really want to boost it a couple steps more, we can also add some packages of guidance, of coaching by me, where we either go over the material a bit together and then make sure that we pick a project together with you, where we really make sure that the preconditions are met, that the problem statement and the preparation of your project are clear, and afterwards do a good evaluation of what could be better, but also what was achieved, and hopefully even get your manager involved in that as well. Or we go the full way, and I just have a call with you after each step of the problem-solving method to go through what happened, how to prepare the next step, and of course, during the whole time, you also will have email access to me to make sure that when you are practicing your new skills really with a practical problem, you have that guidance and have the optimal way of making that first problem being solved with this standard way, getting rid of all the obstacles and getting a real good learning experience and first success that you can share within your organization as a proof that you can now solve problems in a structured, guided way. Now, if you are also ready to up your problem-solving game, go to my website, tommentink.com, or follow any of the links that I've been posting up and under this video already. And I really hope to see you in the Learning Academy on the other side and guide you through this problem-solving competence learning to really make you stand out within your organization and make your organization pocket loads of money.